Alright, I am going to try to do another function test with the new H501SS. However, we do have 15-mile-an-hour winds. I have not done the antenna modifications yet. Wow, this wind is something. I mean, it's really strong. But I'm going to see if she handles okay. So I'm going to let it self-initiate, and if you're wondering why it's on top of that box, I've noticed when you plug in a battery, if it's off of the ground, it seems to have a better GPS hold. It's like a unwanted ground effect from the geomagnetic fields. So I'm going to plug in the battery, do my compass cals, and I'll be right back. 11 satellites on the quad, 10 on the controller. So let's arm it. She's armed. And I hope I don't get big wind gusts, but here we go. After you take off, let it sit there a minute and acquire the satellites. Even with the wind, it is doing pretty damn good. And if it does start drifting around on you, kind of like what it's doing, don't be afraid to land it, unplug the battery, and do another compass cal. Sometimes that will fix its problem. If you notice it jerking around or flying erratically, it's because it's got inputs coming in from the geomagnetic compass sensor, the IMUs or the gyro sensor, and it also has inputs coming in from the controller. See, I'm not touching anything and it's drifting, but it is very windy out here. So I'm going to bring it down and do another compass cal, and that usually will fix the problem. Alright, so it was drifting around, brought it back, unplugged the battery, let it sit for a second, do another compass calibration. Alright, so we should have satellites. Yep, we got 11. Arm it again. Getting blown around in the wind, but you know what? Whoa! Look at it fighting the wind. Very strong wind gusts. Now it's doing fine as long as that wind. It's okay, but as soon as that wind comes, it starts fighting the wind. It should be tilting towards the wind. I did notice that these things are a little bit faster in GPS hold than the original 501S. And another time I forgot to hit the video button. It's recording. Whoa. Just took a picture of us, take another one. It's really fighting the wind out here, you guys. It is windy. Here's the camera. Okay, can you see the thing?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty stable, but it is twitching around a bit. I'll try to bring it over here and show you. It's really windy. Now you see the little corrections it's making? That's the flight control board. That's the gyro sensor telling the flight control board, hey, you need to adjust the RPMs on the props. That's done through the ESCs. So it's just kind of fighting the wind to stay where it is. And it's really windy out here, but I'm going to take off straight that way. These seem to be a little bit faster in the original ones. Oh, see? That wind, it caught the wind and it went upwards a little bit. Okay, now she's doing a little bit better, so I'm gonna try the circle fly thing. Let's get a picture of us there, Bear. Wave. Hi. And I took a picture. Alright, let's go over here. Come on, don't get closer. I'm going to try to stay out of this wind. Alright, so to circle fly, you're going to want to point the camera at you. And it's tracking the GPS module in the controller, so it's best to leave your hand off the controller. Set the height you want it at and long press the video button. And circle fly is on. So let's see if it does it. And it is. It is flying around us. It's fighting the wind bad. But it is still doing it. Whoa. It still has us in the picture. Now it's doing real nice. I'm going to try to hold the controller steady and see if it keeps us in the picture. Look at that. We are still in the picture. And it's still circle flying. So that function works good. I'm going to stop that. And I'm gonna, it's too windy to do altitude hold flying, but now it's really stable. It's only moving a little bit because of the wind kicks up. Whoa, man. Get out of the wind somewhere. I can't find anywhere to get out of the wind. Point the nose into the wind. Whenever it's windy like this, if you hit return to home, you can let it fly back to you, but never let it descend by itself, or it will go into a toilet bowl when it's windy. You should land it manually or anything else. I mean, I could put it in altitude hold, but it's just too windy. And I haven't done the antenna modifications yet, so I'm not, man, this wind is nuts. Can't even believe I'm flying in this, but I am. And if you notice, let me try it again. No, there's nowhere. When you activate recording on these new H501SS's, there is a flashing blue LED right there. The original H501S, there was a red LED. Now it flashes blue when you activate recording. So circle fly work, GPS hold is working good. It's just very windy, so it's all over the place. Let's try follow me mode. And it's on. So we are gonna walk and see if it follows us. And it seems to be following us. So now we're going to turn to the left, and you see how it actually yaws to the left. It doesn't turn the nose, just like the original H501S. But everywhere we go, well, everywhere the controller goes, it follows. Here, I'll make sure that's in the... I mean, I haven't done the antenna mods yet, but follow me mode is working good. I'm just walking forward here. Quad is following me. I'm going to do a complete circle. There's the controller, hands free, and the quad's right there. It definitely keeps you in the picture, and it will stay right there if you don't move. What it's tracking is the GPS module inside the controller, which is right here. So the best way for follow me mode or circle fly is to take your left hand off the controller so it can track that GPS module. So I'm going to turn off follow me mode. And it's off. She's doing pretty good. All the functions worked. I already know altitude hold works. I just forgot to save the video from last time. I'm going to see if I can get a picture of that blue LED. Here. I can edit all that out.
Want me to stop?
Oh yeah, return to home, because it returns to home forward, and it returns to home the way the controller is. Alright, I'm going to fly it out a bit. It's really freaking windy, but oh well. Okay. Now, unlike the original H501S, when you hit return to home, it's going to return to home within 5 feet of the controller's GPS module, not where you first armed the props. So let's see. And it comes home forward. Here we go. Return to home is on. Film the quad. There it goes. It turns around, faces you. And now it's going to try to land right by me. See, we took off way further from here. Now it's going to stop, but I got to stop it because it's too windy. You never let it come down on its own. Okay, it's off. It's back in GPS hold. Picture time. Another picture. Smile. I gotta bring it down a little bit. So it returns to home forward instead of backwards. It returns to home where the controller's GPS module is. It follows me just like the original H501S. The only difference is the camera module. The motherboard is the H501A camera module. H501A blah blah blah. Here we go with the wind again. Be very careful flying these things in the wind, even in GPS hold. They can get nuts on you. Battery's getting low and you do not want to land on the grass, so I'm going to bring it over here to the sidewalk and land her. Stay with me. Well, actually the battery isn't really low. We've only been recording for 12 minutes and 20 seconds. I can guarantee I can get another at least 20 minutes out of the flight, but it's so windy I don't want this thing to crash. It's only my like 4th flight with this thing. The first time we did it, everything worked perfect. It wasn't windy. If you can see the trees behind the quad, I mean, look at how windy it is. But it does a pretty good job of fighting the wind. That is all from the gyro sensor. That's why it needs to be at level surface when it checks the gyro. If it's not, it's going to overload the processor, and that's how you get flyaways, failures, crashes, toilet bowls, all that crap. So I'm going to go land it over here. Another thing, be very careful if you're in GPS hold. Never fly under trees and stuff because it will end up losing satellites and you may crash. Okay. Now it will not save unless you hit the video button again to stop it.